their songs so that we can help them, you know. And that's why Yvonne's saying she was bopping to the music as someone was playing, because you think, I would switch that off. I don't want mum knowing what I'm listening to. I don't want her knowing what's going on with me. But we do need to know what's going on with them so that we can help them, so that we can encourage them. We can suggest something to them, but we know where we're going with that suggestion, because it will be playing back in their mind and they're thinking, oh, maybe I should do this. Maybe one day I'll go on YouGood. I'll text and see who I'm going to speak to. I'll text and I'll get some help. But if they don't know it's there, they don't know that there's help that they can get access to. So, and also he said the roads is not home. And he kept coming across. And the reason why it was important for him to put that in his rap is because a lot of young people that are on the roads and are misguided, they thought the roads was home. They thought it was a safe place. Even though they're seeing people getting killed in front of them and they're seeing all kind of things, they still thought it was home. But in the song, he broke it down. It's not home. And I think that's what our son realized. The roads is not home. I think, and one of the ladies who's on here, her son realized, he wrote on his cell wall, the roads is not home. So once they get that, they'll understand they've got no business being on the roads. And this young man, I'm not sure what's going on with him today, but obviously at some stage he may come on today, because it's a bit odd that he's not on. But hopefully he will come on and he'll tell us what's going on. He says the roads is for nobody. Because I was saying to him, sometimes in our council session we have some banter, and I said, oh, some people are not built for the roads. He says to me, oh, there he is, he's just coming on. He says the roads is not built for nobody. And so what you find with young people is they just tell you the truth. Whether you like it or not, they're not dressing it up for you. They will roll it up and give it back to you.
Hello.
Hi, Carlton.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
All right. You got your mask on?
Yeah, because I'm not home, innit? I had to find somewhere where I could speak, innit? Because I was with a couple of people, innit? So obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so, oh, he said sorry. You know why he said sorry? Because he's not normally late. All right.
Nah, I'm never late.
Yeah, well, the first time. Are you going to be able to take your mask off or not really? Where you are?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
can take over.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, tell me about it later. All right.
Yeah.
So, Carlton, introduce yourself. Tell people who you are.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I played
Tell
your
me
song
about,
for them. I played your
yeah.
song for them. Tell them who you are. Just a little bit about yourself. Give us your name. You don't have to give your full name. I just mentioned your name, Carlton.
Yeah, I'm Carlton. Or like, as Margaret would have introduced me through the music, Carlts. So, I'm 21. Uh, I grew up in Hackney, but I currently reside in Harold Hill,
Elsewhere.
which is in Essex now. So
Yeah.
yeah, I left Hackney in 2015, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
So far.
And
Yeah.
how many siblings do you have?
I have two siblings, but I have one sibling with both parents and then one half sibling. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Tell us a little bit about your experiences without incriminating yourself.
uh, so growing up, like, I wasn't really. I was personally, I used to witness things and I used to see certain things, and then it got to a point where when I was younger, I had a thing of like, I never liked being home, innit? So, because I never liked being home, whenever school ended, instead of going straight home, I'd always just like be in my area, be with the elders, doing certain things, getting involved in certain things. But the things I was doing, it wasn't for like trying to be bad or nothing or trying to portray a certain image. It was more money orientated, innit? So, you know what I'm saying? So I was just doing certain things, holding certain things for people, going to do certain things to make money, and then I just come home. But then it got to a point where as I'm getting older, it's gradually getting worse. So like, I think from like 13, that's when like I probably started getting involved with like weed and things like that. And then from 13 onwards, I was carrying a weapon. And then 17, I got arrested. I was sentenced to 9 months of youth offenders, which is York. I ended up doing 13 months of it. Then after that, I just got a job. My mum got me a job. Then I haven't really done anything that's to do with like the roads or anything like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Great, great. So the
Yeah,
best thing your mum did for you was moving you out of the area, getting a job, and it just turned things
yeah,
around. Yeah, great,
yeah.
great. All right, I want to ask you, how did you find out about You Good?
I found out through Vils. So he was currently on the last session. He posted on his Instagram story, and because I'm a fan of his music, I was watching his story, and You Good come up, and then I've got a best friend who I think she currently is on the Zoom call as well. She kept telling me to go do therapy, innit? But I was the sort of person, I used to shun therapy. I used to be like, why am I going to go pay someone for them to tell me what they think I need to hear rather than what I'm supposed to hear? So I looked on it, and You Good, one thing I respected, I told you privately, was it's anonymous, innit? To begin with. So you don't have to reveal everything at one instance. You have to build the trust with the person. And then, yeah, I just gave it a chance. It worked. So, yeah.
And what else did you like about You Good? Because you were telling me about the way it starts and the tech. Do you remember?
Yeah, the way it's set up, because it's a bot, it's not a human interaction to begin with, innit? So it makes it a bit safer, especially if you're someone who, you have a lot that's going on in your mind, a lot of things that you are not comfortable to reveal with straight away. So I feel like it's a safe haven in a way because you can build that sort of trust with the person that you're about to communicate with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's one thing. Yeah.
Okay, great, great. And how did you find the sessions? Because we used to communicate in the early hours of the morning, isn't it?
Yeah, we used to communicate at like 3, 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 4 a.m. And then another reason for that was because I never sleep. I don't sleep like that. I tried to sleep, but I had phases where I wasn't sleeping. So I could be up from like, let's say a whole day. I could be up the whole day proceeding on to the next day. You know what I'm saying? I don't sleep at all. So then I started telling you about my problems, started telling you about certain things that probably led to why I'm not sleeping. And then, yeah, I built that trust with you. Then after that, I asked you, I was like, at some point, could I be able to speak to you on the phone? And you were like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's comfortable for me as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, that's good. And then sometimes we've had some sessions on Zoom as well. Initially, you had
Yeah,
camera off and then camera on.
yeah,
So that took time as well, isn't it?
yeah, it did.
Okay. So what benefits have you seen from You Good before you go?
It's made me happy, innit? Because I was always telling my close ones, oh, I'm depressed, I'm sad about this, I'm sad about that. But with this one, with how You Good's work, it's made me calmer, innit? So like now, instead of always dwelling on the past and things that have happened, that have made me feel some type of way, whether it be certain close friends going to jail, one of my closest friends dying, my relatives passing away, it's made me happier, innit? Now I see like, and another thing that I kind of have to praise you for is the music, innit? You sort of pushed me to do the music because I used to just rap for fun, but now it's like when someone's telling you you can do something with it, then it motivates me, innit? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it makes me happy still.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Carlton. That's really good. Have you got time for somebody if they want to ask you questions or are you rushing?
Yeah, no, I can answer the questions. I'm here.
All right, all right, that's good. Anybody want to ask Carlton any question? If you just unmute and ask him a question, please. Nobody got a question? Really? No, he'd like you to ask him a question. They're all shy now. Oh my god! I'm gonna start picking on people. I'm gonna scroll through, so please put your hand up. Let me see. Justin, you're quite good at asking questions. Ask Carlton a question. She likes get prepared. She asks deep questions. Let me
No,
see.
that's cool.
All right, I'm gonna ask her to unmute. Hopefully, she's.
Yeah. Hi, Carlton. First of all, I'm so encouraged to hear your story, and
Yeah,
congratulations and well done for your music. I guess the
thank
question
you.
I would ask you is, if you had a chance to talk to your 10-year-old self, what would you say
Yeah,
to him?
what would I say? I
Mm,
would say first thing I'd say is don't take everything on face value. So like, whatever people are telling you, no matter your age, obviously people say when you're younger, you're naive and all these things. Don't take everything for what it may seem, because there's always something else behind what's being presented to you. And another thing is, don't believe what everyone's saying to you, because in life, there's three sides to every story, two versions and the truth in it. So a lot of people are going to tell you what they want you to hear, not necessarily what you need to hear. So that's one thing I just say, don't take everything off face value. Actually take time to consider what's being presented to you and see if you can confide in someone and try to ask them, is this right? Should I be following this person? What can I do? How can I think for myself? And things like that, Joe.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Are you still there, Carlton?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Anybody else got a question for Carlton? Thank you, Justina. Okay, Pastor Lola, would you like to unmute, please? Yeah. Thank you. Right.
I think for me as a pastor, I want to thank you, Pastor Margaret, for what you are doing. Even though you are a barrister, but being a pastor really mattered as well for me. And I want to thank God to hear this young man's story, that he could find someone to talk to in the night. You know, which is, I know you, that you're a night person, because you know, Carlts, you're not the only one who talked to Margaret in the night, you know. We don't sleep, we don't get to sleep. So I'm grateful that not only us do us, that you too. And there's something that you said, which we need to put on board or take on board, is the aspect of trust. You know, we need to take this very seriously, because young ones struggle with trust. You know, so I'm grateful that you could find Margaret as someone that you can trust to open up to, you know. So let me ask you this question at this point in time. When we look back, there's a word that says we fail forward in life. You know, every one of us have had our own share. But if you are to mentor someone, because I don't know whether you are mentoring someone now, if you are to help somebody, what will you say that you will say to them? Someone asked you about you to speak into your 10-year self, but where you are now, someone like your age mate or whatever, what is the greatest point or strength that you have that you can impact into them? To help them go forward, to help them go forward.
Yeah, I think it's like just being relatable, innit? In the sense where I've gone through things, I've seen certain things that a lot of us have witnessed, innit? And it's a thing where, take the tune that I just released, and that I said the line where I talked about fell in love with outside because I hated going home. A lot of us don't like being at home, but we love going home because home is home, innit? But a lot of us tend to stay outside because we seem to, things that we're not getting at home, we seek them elsewhere. That's what I'm saying. But so what I'm doing now, I have a relative of mine, an auntie of mine. She's a stockbroker, so she sort of got me into like investing and things like that. So I've got people that are close to me. I try and give them the same tips and advice that she gives me, or she has given me. So I'll be telling them, save your money so it can save you at some point. Obviously, I still got things that I'm putting in place, but all I can do is just tell people save, invest, because I'm learning about it myself. So first lockdown, where a lot of people would have been losing their mind, not knowing what to do, drinking, doing whatever, I was watching videos, I was learning, I was researching, I was understanding how markets work. I was understanding how these things are. Someone called me. I was understanding how you can build networks through sort of the financial markets and things like that. So I'll be telling the people.
It's all right. Go on.
Yeah, sorry. So I'll be telling people around me certain things that they can do to better their situations. You know what I'm saying? So through that, I just feel like when you're able to relate to those around you, it's easier to hit a common ground, innit? So when you're doing better and they see the benefits of your better works that you're doing, they can sort of learn from you and be like, okay, cool. So me and Carlton used to do this. Now he's doing that and it's better in his life. Let me try and emulate what he's doing. Do you know what I'm saying? that's just the only way I could say it, just being relatable. That's all you can do.
Great. Thank you for that, Carlton. Excellent. I think Ska has a question. Ska, if you'd unmute and then ask a question.
Yeah, hi Carlton. Thank you so much for your story. I'm gonna put my video on actually, to be fair, because you've got yours on. What I wanted to ask is, you said, I think you just said it again now, that you didn't like being at home, and I just wanted to ask what your relationship was like with your parents, and what is it? So I'm asking, as a parent, what is it that you were not getting from home that made you not like to go home? That's one. And then my second question is, I understand you moved away from your friends because mom moved area. How did you manage? Were you wanting to get away yourself, because you could have still kept in touch with them and kept going back? And what kept you away? What kept you from traveling back and going back to the same people you were hanging out with?
So I'm gonna be honest and run through everything. I've never had so obviously both my parents are married 20 plus years, everything. I've never had a relationship with my dad because a certain incident happened when I was younger with my mum, and I built resentment growing up. So I never liked him for that. Okay. Funnily enough, we all still live together and we live in the same house, but I haven't said a word to him since October last year. So it's deep. There are, obviously now it's petty to the point where it's not even an issue anymore, but it's like, sometimes when your pride, like, I feel like males, like when your pride is too high, you just don't want to, you can't in it. I've never had a relationship with him, but I've always had a relationship with my mum. So my mum's taught me certain things as well about myself, and she's taught me how to sort of deal with my like anger, innit? So with my parents, it's like I can always relate to my mum because not only is she like one of my closest people, but she has also taught. She works in a people's referral unit in Newark. Oh, okay. So she's taught some of my close friends. And when I was getting excluded in school, my mum used to try and tell the school to transfer me to her school so she could watch over me. So I've always had a relationship with her. But when it comes to my dad, only things we can relate on is football, our mother tongue in terms of Shona, because we're Zimbabwean. We can't really relate on anything else. But with my mum, she knows everything. She was there when I got into certain situations, when I went court, things like that. She was there for me. And she's always supported me. Like whenever I've done wrong, she's never shunned me. She's always tried to tell me it was a mistake. We'll get to the other side. We'll come out on top, in it. So she's always supported me. But with my dad, as soon as I've done wrong, instead of trying to like support me, he's just shunned me, in it. He's always just been like, why did you do it? This, and that. He never tried to like help me. So I just distanced myself from him. So I can't tell you if we ever will have a relationship. He'll always be my dad. Like, I can't change that. But the way I grew up, I didn't want to come home because of him.
Oh, okay.
So because I didn't want to come home because of him, and I'm the sort of person like, I always preach about being real. When certain situations were happening and other outside relatives had to come in to try to solve them, he would deny what he did. And I'm a thing where I'm like, you can't pretend you didn't do what you just did. And it used to frustrate me. So what I do is I just get angry, then walk out. Get angry, walk outside, go out the house for 3-4 hours, come back later on. So then it got to a point where during school finished at 3:10. I'm not coming home till 9:45, 10. I'm just in my area with my friends doing whatever. And then, yeah, so that's about it, to be honest.
Can I ask something?
Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
He's a very honest person. Can I ask something? That you come to a certain age when you realise hanging out on the streets is not a good look either, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Because you say to me, there's nothing on the streets, is that right?
There's nothing.
Okay, I'm going to ask you another question. Do you remember when I said to you that crisis response, which is what we did before, was coming to an end? Do you remember your response?
Yeah, I was like, why? Why is it ending?
What made you say that?
Because I didn't feel it needed to end. But then you said, you've seen the change, I'm happier now, so we don't need to do therapy anymore. And I was like, I don't look at therapy as when you're down, that's it. I look at it as like someone You need a constant conversation with someone who's helped you. You've helped me, and I've never met you. Some people I've been around for years have never helped me. So why would I want you to stop talking to me now because you feel I'm better? You know what I'm saying? Nah.
Too funny, too funny. Excellent, excellent. Are there any more questions before we release Carlton? Because obviously he's out and about, he's not home yet. Anybody got a question? You okay?
I've just got a
Bonnie.
quick question.
Okay.
Sorry, Carlton. It was just about what Scar said. I'm not sure whether you, or maybe I didn't understand you know, what you were saying, but I also wanted to ask, because you said that your mum moved you out of the area, was it from Hackney to Essex? So that played a big part in your coming out of, you know, the gang life. What was the major, was that the main impact, your moving area? And I think also Scar said, what was it that kept you from going back? Because I know some people maybe will move into a different area, but then there's still, because I mean, social media, you know, there's still that connection. So how important was moving, you know, what sort of impact did that have? And what else did you have to do to actually stop from going back and reconnecting with those young people?
No, I'll tell you the timeline. So 2014, I got sent to Zim with my dad. So it was meant to be punishment, but I ended up enjoying it because these are relatives I don't see often. So I've always been able to speak my language and understand it, but I became even more fluent during the 5.5 weeks I was there. So towards the end of being in Zim, my mom called us and said, like, we were on the phone, we were on video call with her, and we're looking at the back of the house, like our house at the time, and everything was boxed up. So she just announced, we're moving. So literally, as soon as we've come back now, I think the following week after I come back, I've gone back to school and I've told my friends, like, yeah, I can't lie, I'm moving to Essex. And everyone's looking at me like, what? And I was like, yeah, like, I'm leaving, innit? So I kept telling them certain teachers had to fill in certain forms so I could transfer. And then I left. But see me, I have a like attachment to my area, but like it's different now, innit? So now I was going back every day after school finished. I'm going straight back to Hackney every day. So imagine you're the only person wearing a blazer, a tie, and you're coming back to the area every day. Everyone's looking at me like, bro, you don't live here no more. You need to stop coming here. So I was like, okay, cool. So now I got to a realization. I was like, I'm actually wasting time. I'm coming back to this area that's done nothing for me. I need to go. So now I stopped coming back. Then that's when other problems started happening with people that I used to be around. They used to say, bro, man, it's been 8 months, you haven't come back. And then I said to them, the same way you're saying I haven't come back, when have you come and seen me in my new area? None of you have come and seen me. Only one person who I grew up with from when I was about 11 onwards came to see me. And funnily enough, she has a child. So she got relocated from Hackney to Kent, and she traveled from Kent all the way to Essex to come to Harold Hill to come see me with her child. None of my so-called friends, all these people, none of them came to see me, innit? So obviously, it made me start realizing the same people you hold to a high extent, you can't be putting them that high because they haven't done nothing for you. It doesn't cost nothing for you to come and see me. If anything, if you ain't got the money to come see me, I can transfer you the money and you can come see me. But none of you ever took the initiative to say, yo, Carlton, how is it going in your new area? But whenever I message them and say, oh, I'm local, they're the first person saying, come see me, come see me, come see me. So you have to realize that if the love is not two ways, stop making effort for them. So the only time you'd ever see me in Hackney after that was when I was getting church until I got work. And then I started working weekends. So I only came back to conferences, church, get my hair cut. That's it. I don't come back to see no one unless I genuinely have a relationship with you and you've made effort for me as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's about it.
Well done. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great.
That's okay.
All right. Okay. If we have no more questions, can we release Carlton? And thank you very much, Carlton, for coming and sharing.
Nah, I'm sorry. Listen, I promise you, next time when I have another release aside, I'm gonna stay home. I had to sort out a few things, but nah, I promise. What did people speak about the tune?
Well, they didn't. Oh, yes. Perhaps you can do this before you leave. Tell us what that song was about, because some people didn't understand it. They liked it, but they didn't understand some of the lyrics.
Okay. So I'm gonna break it down in it. There's one line that I said, yeah, road seems cool, but trust it ain't your home. That's like saying, that's talking about, obviously, as fun as it may look off the surface, that yeah, being outside is cool, being in the gang, all of that is cool. It's not your home, innit? And it doesn't lead to anything but jail or death. So it's not that. And then I was saying other lines about you don't really have money for spending it on clothes, because a lot of people are flocking for image. So a lot of people get money and go waste on clothes. Having a certain image is not a reflection of actual wealth. Because one thing you gotta remember is a lot of people that are doing certain things on social media, they're doing it because they have an image that they have to uphold. You're not like that, so you shouldn't live like that. You know what I'm saying? And other lines, I was talking about a lot of it was a play on words, but it's all real. Everything I was saying was real, but yeah, the main message behind it was the streets is not that. Like, the road is not your home. You need to do better. Like, just things like that. That's what I was talking about, basically. You know what I was talking about, because I spoke to you privately, but you know what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's what I said. Once they understand the music, they'll understand young people. So
yeah,
it's about training their ear to hear. So that's great. Right, Carlton, let me release you to go. We'll speak soon, yeah?
Yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me talk as well.
Yeah, you take care.
Bye.
Well done. Take care. Bye. Right, okay. So, how did we think that went? You can unmute and we'll have a little chat. We're going to have Paula come on in another 5 minutes or so. But yeah, how did we think that went? Carlton's very open. He shared, honestly. And that's what can happen. That's what we hope will happen with You Good. We'll get more people like Carlton that realize they need some help. And then when they get the help, they don't want to let it go. He thinks he's going to carry on forever, but it's not. Not forever, but, we will keep in contact. So, yeah. Anybody got anything they'd like to say, or how they felt about what Carlton shared? Okay.
Yeah, it was good. I found it good that he was very open.
Yes.
And he was just very candid about and also to hear someone who's used this You Good talk about how much it helped them. And and for me personally, I know you and I had spoken privately. We said, oh, maybe Nick could be interested in this, but I really wasn't connecting until I heard him speaking. And then I thought, of course, he can even use it where he is now.
Yes.
So that is, for me, that's amazing. And it means it's something where they can reach somebody and speak. And it just reminded me of when he was younger, my son, when he was saying, when he came home really sad. And I said, what's the matter? He said, they've gotten rid of the place to be. And I didn't know what this place to be was. It was where children could talk anonymously.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what you're providing. And is such, I think for the first time, I'm appreciating it even more. I'm understanding what you're doing, and I'm having much, much better. Yeah, it's like a light bulb moment for me, I guess.
Praise God. Thank you very much, Pascal. That's excellent. I think people needed to understand it. Yeah. That's great. I'm really encouraged by that. Thank you. Okay, Rosemary, I think you wanted to say something. Thanks, Scar.
Yeah, just lovely to meet such a lovely young man, and great to hear a good story, and lovely to see him able to just be so open and honest, and have a life back. It just, when I hear that sort of story, you just imagine how different it could have been.
Yeah.
And I just praise God for him and the work that for what you've done for him. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you very much for that, Rosemary. Excellent. Anybody else want to say something? It just shows that they're really nice boys, actually. If we can just get underneath the exterior that they put up sometimes to just keep us away. I don't think anybody really is dragged up. I think they're raised, but they encounter people that put all these rough edges on them. So yeah, excellent. All right.
Pastor Lala wants to talk, ma.
Yes. Oh, hi, Pastor Lola.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank you for the sleepless nights, and to thank God for your husband too, who shared you with everybody, you know.
Hi, buddy.
Easy.
Because I need to say that honestly, I thought I was bad, because sometimes I try to get some calls in the night until I met you.